Anybody seeing Mamma Mia 2?
No.
Boy.
Thought about going to see Skyscraper.
Oh, speaking of manly things, this episode is, thank you, Lawrence. Speaking of episode, this is brought to you by Hims. It's a service for men, hair, and other parts. Their mission is to create an open and empowered male culture that results in more proactivity around health and preventative self-care. They have lots of different products, and we're going to hear more from them at the end of the show. Make sure to check with your doctor before pursuing any medical situation for yourself.
Like climbing a skyscraper?
Like climbing a skyscraper.
Okay. But my family's up there.
He doesn't actually climb it. He jumps to it from a mega crane.
Cool.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer too.
It is cool.
No, I won't be watching that film, don't worry.
I listened to an interview with the director. They were like, why did you decide to make him jump off a crane? And he's like, well, I was trying to think how someone would get into a building.
I like how there were a lot of like think piece articles about a skyscraper that all hit on a particular day. I don't know why. It's a movie about The Rock running into a building.
Day. Whatever. Comic-Con's happening. We got all sorts of stuff, like a new Iron Fist trailer.
Fuck Batman.
All right. Hey, first question this week comes from Dip. Hey, Funhaus. Now that we are more than halfway through 2018, how are those New Year's resolutions going?
My New Year's resolution is going well. Because I have eaten more Chipotle.
That was your New Year's resolution, to eat more Chipotle?
It was, and I did it.
Bruce, you're not eating as much as Cardi B.
No one's eating as much as Cardi B because she eats for free.
Makes me so mad.
Pregnant, too. Yeah.
More like Cardi B.
I think I vowed to walk like the animals and talk like the animals 50% of the way there.
But can you sing and guac and squawk with the animals or whatever? What's the next line of that song?
Which
I only saw the Eddie Murphy
Sing
version.
and talk and squawk with the animals.
Is this a Muppet thing?
No.
I have no idea.
It's a whimsy thing.
Well, as stated in the previous episode, my New Year's resolution was to grow my hair like Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura 2. And I am on the way.
What would James Willems sound like if he finally has the Ace Ventura claw?
All right.
He's almost there.
It's halfway there.
He's getting it.
I promised myself that I wanted every day to be a waking dream, which means I had to invert my sleep schedule. So I sleep for 16 hours a day and I'm awake for 8. And I gotta admit, it's not going well. The human body's not meant for that.
Not at all. You're gonna die. Elise, what about you?
My resolution was to stop committing to everything.
And
I can't say for sure.
That sounds like she's on track.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like you're doing it.
Matt Peak, what about you?
Pretty sure I said I don't make resolutions, so I can't.
Whoa,
And
ultimatum.
how is it going?
Going great. I failed at nothing.
Nice.
Wow. Next question from Miami Natural. You send your DNA to one of those online ancestry companies, but there's a mistake at the lab, and now you have 100 clones of yourself. That's not really the way it works. What do you do with your newly acquired clone army?
Easy. Do one of those vaudevillian shows where you get a stick that's attached to your hands and your feet and you make them all dance together, except that
You don't need the stick.
you don't need the stick.
Yeah, you got 100 clones.
It's all me.
I saw this thing where like ants will go super fast because they'll like crawl over each other's backs, so it makes this like ant treadmill.
bridge, cool.
Yeah. So instead of like coming to work on a car, I'll just have all my bros like rolling under me while I'm running on top of them, and then when I get to the front, I'll fall down. They'll run over me, and we'll just make this like Lawrence rolling ball treadmill thing.
I would apply to 101 colleges, and then that way I can take 101 tests at the same time.
All right.
And we'd probably average like a C-.
Wait, what's the advantage there?
Yeah, what are you trying to
Well, typically
accomplish?
people just pay the Asian kid to take the test for them, but now it's actually me, but I'm wearing glasses.
But it's you, though. So you'll always get the same grade.
Look at all the MBAs I got, Bruce. They gotta give me a raise now.
All right, I'm going to say mine. Dr. Manhattan. I want all the clones to pleasure one woman.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Bruce, why do you taste like batteries?
I was gonna remake Multiplicity with myself.
Oh, wow.
The problem is
worst.
that all of them after the 5th one are like mentally disabled.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's
the way it
like
goes.
90.
How would we tell the difference?
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should tan each of them to a different rate so you get to
Yeah.
see one huge gradient of yourself.
Matt Peak, what about you? What would you do with 100 clones of yourself?
Farm.
Oh, you start
Yeah.
the best farm in
That's
the
a good
world.
idea. That's a really good
Can you
idea.
imagine 100 Matt Peaks hauling hay?
I didn't think of
Put all the
that.
machines out of business.
That's a great idea.
Next question from Nico on the Run. In honor of the 147th Open,
Wow.
how would you jazz up the game of golf to bring in new demographics?
Combine it with skeet shooting. 4, and then a whole range of people try to shoot that fucker out of the air.
That's actually pretty cool.
I feel like drones should be involved. The hole is a drone platform. and you're trying to land it on this ever-moving floating platform. It's like space golf.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like every other video game you play. That's awesome.
Cool.
I can answer your question with a question for the room. What is the most boring sport in the world?
Golf.
The answer is baseball. And how did they fix baseball? Steroids.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They already do steroids in golf. You kidding me?
Do they?
Yeah, absolutely. You think Tiger Woods hits that shit nat? No.
I thought it was the perfect blend of him being black and Korean.
It might be that too.
The two strongest races.
Elise?
The same way we do everything on the moon. No gravity.
Moon golf.
No gravity. There's some.
Yeah, why
There's some
not?
gravity.
That would be the most dangerous game.
Man, the golf ball industry is going to explode. You're never going to get those balls back.
But if you yell 4, no one can hear you.
I have another question for the room.
Yeah.
What do you guys like about golf in your own life?
Sex.
Puts me to sleep.
Frisbee golf.
Mini golf, guys! You turn every course into a mini golf course. You put a windmill out there, you put a sphinx.
Or that cursed black sarcophagus.
The cursed black star. Yeah, that.
Speaking of which, it was a good life. It was good knowing all of you.
Yeah.
Matt Peak, what about you?
I think you just speed it up, make their shot quicker, and big deal if the other guy's finishing up on the green, and so he wears a helmet in the cup in case
You
he gets
never
hit.
get out of the cart.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
polo or whatever.
I feel like people
Bonus
didn't
points.
Jackass play that.
Yeah, I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't he die?
I think so.
CJ Frey 96 asks, Ant-Man can make things big or small. What would you make bigger or smaller in your life?
Can't say your penis.
How could you make it any smaller?
You don't need to be Ant-Man to use a dick pump.
Why do you think I call it Hank Pym? Because I beat
because
it.
it beats women.
No one can say penis, so now all of our answers are gone.
Yeah.
At least what you answer since you don't have a penis.
Okay, I would make Benson smaller so I could take him everywhere with me. You know, you
Drop
don't
him in your
ever
little
know. He's
pocket.
just like on my shoulder.
Is he still technically obese?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think if Ant-Man used his growth power on my calves, it'd work?
Of course.
Okay. Then
get
I
some
want
big
my
calves.
calves.
It's unclear what Ant-Man rules are. It's like if you throw it on a certain body part, or is it your entire body?
I don't know.
Like, okay, so if you throw it on the salt shaker, shouldn't just the outside of the salt shaker be big, not the salt inside of it?
Well, but if the suit gets bigger,
question. That's a
then
really
their
good question.
intestines get bigger too.
Right, and then your heart gets bigger, and then you die like Andre the
suit
Giant.
is supposed to. Never mind. I don't want to argue about it.
Does the suit change sizes, or does the suit change their size?
I don't care.
Let's fight about this.
I mean, you know what? Instead of Elise, we all said we thought we were gonna make our penis bigger. I'm gonna make it smaller, and here's why.
Right.
Okay.
When I show it to someone, I go, yeah, you know, I was born with a really small penis, and like I've been cursed with it. They'll feel really bad for me, and then when they're just about to have sex with me, I'll make the penis bigger and be like, look, you made it bigger because of your love.
That's really giving of you,
And then we'll
Bruce.
have
Your love. They're having sex out of pity.
Speaking of pity for Bruce, because Cardi B is getting free Chipotle for life, what I would do is take one of those serving trays, enlarge that, and put it in Bruce's backyard. And then that'd be his new swimming pool. It would just be nothing but chicken.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Like the giant Chipotle burrito that I could eat for life.
Yes, you just live in it.
But I'll sort of invert Adam's answer. We all know every time we eat a meal, the one thing we hate doing is eating our vegetables. So I'll just shrink them down so they're real tiny and I just pop them back like a pill.
They'd only have that same percentage.
Huh?
Because as Adam said, the salt gets bigger.
Yeah.
I don't look. Ant-Man rules make no fucking sense.
Ant-Man
All the
rules.
vitamins contract down.
Baby carrot doesn't have the same nutrients as a big carrot.
And what if you shrank it?
The rule too is it has the same mass and weight, except he just rolls that building like it's nothing.
Ant-Man is the one superhero that doesn't make any sense.
There's a tank on his keychain, but it doesn't. How can it have the same mass and
Matt
density?
Peak, how would you make your penis bigger?
Shouldn't the building have
I would,
wheels in the bottom?
I'd make all my stuff smaller so it'd be easier to move.
Nice.
Elise.
From Zadurndon. Feels like all of my friends are getting hitched up these days except me. I'm fine on my own, but what are some ways I can make my usual role as third wheel more exciting?
If you treat yourself like the MC of their date, always stop to make speeches. Like if you guys are just out to dinner at one point, get up and then just clink your glass and then start talking about them.
The guy at the Sizzler's like, can you please keep it down? This is Sizzler.
Similar to James, I say treat every encounter, third wheel encounter, as though it's an episode of Three's Company and you're on a date with both of them at the same time.
Oh.
So
nice.
you talk with one of them, the other one's like, they ask you a question, you're like, I don't know. And you get up, go to the bathroom, put on a wig, come back, and then you talk to that person. It'll be a great time. And you'll make everyone happy.
What I would do is I would hire someone to be my third wheel, So then that way, they're the third wheel to our group of 3. So when we're all talking, we can be talking shit about the guy that's tagging along, even though I hired him. I'd be like, this guy sucks. He's a man. I can't believe him, right? You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that just be a fourth wheel? Wouldn't that make you a car?
I would hire people that look like and act like doubles of my friends, and then sit at like a table adjacent to them and show them how much more fun I'm having with my new versions of them.
They're gonna want her being.
But
a third wheel.
why did the salt get larger in the salt
how does
shaker?
the intestine go? If Ant-Man has his throat slit when he's big, is there more blood?
Matt Peak, what would you be? Third wheel.
I like kind of going off James's idea, I think, but you dress up as a really dressed up chauffeur. You act like their chauffeur, drive them everywhere.
If Ant-Man got big and then did slit his throat, he could solve the blood crisis we're currently in right now.
he would
There's
make
not
more
enough
blood.
Are we in a blood crisis?
Or are the cells
Yeah.
too big?
This is the second blood crisis.
It's a blood drought.
Last question, Matt Peak.
All right, it's from Oro Schwans. You're a Bond villain. What's your gimmick?
Laser finger, so my fingers are lasers.
That if you're like diddling his dick with your laser fingers, aren't you still like
Am I technically
jerking
gay?
him off? Yeah. That's my question.
Maybe I am. It's a new age for a new James Bond villain. Remember when
Javier Bardem.
Javier
Yeah.
Bardem grabbed James Bond's crotch and he
Yeah.
was like, "That's my weakness."
Speaking of new ages, I'm gonna be Flacidic. I'll be wearing a nice Dr. No style suit, except with a little rectangle cut out of the crotch, where just my flaccid wiener's always hanging out. And then that way I can disarm and disquiet everyone. It puts me in the superior position.
That would be
I
weird.
can't wait for the R movie details on that.
Elise.
I don't know, probably like a wheelchair. Whenever they hear me coming, there's an ominous like squeak.
Really, really
It's not even an
slow.
electric wheelchair. You have to wheel it.
Yeah, James Bond, he can hear it coming from a mile away.
Oh wow.
Picture this, guys. James Bond's, he walks into this really old style building. There's a man standing in the dark. You look down and he's got a wooden leg. Also, he's got this really big puffy jacket on. He's also got this really interesting hat.
Yeah.
Is it a pirate?
And
You're
then
describing a
also
pirate?
he's got
an
a
eye patch?
Hold on, there's one
Yeah, a
last.
hook for
There's
a
an
hand?
icing on the cake. He's got his hand is a hook.
Yeah,
His hand is a hook.
Okay.
He's a pirate.
We'll call him the pirate.
Yes, the
Right?
because he's the literal pirate.
Is that scary, guys?
I mean, this is post Daniel Craig, so who cares?
Yeah. They're rebooting the reboot.
Matt Peak, what about you? What's your gimmick as a Bond villain?
2 eye patches.
Oh, you're blind.
It wasn't what's your gimmick as a pirate.
Wow. Either way, it sounds like you're going to be going up against a real man's man, James Bond. And if you want to be a man's man, you should check out Hims. 66% of men lose their hair by age 35, and that's not even the worst part. What really stinks is that most men don't even realize that when you start to notice hair loss, it isn't a death sentence for your luscious locks. Science has come a long way in recent years, and guess what? Baldness can be optional with 4hims.com. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions not only help you keep your hair, but also mean you won't break the bank doing so. Plus, if you're anything like me and feel like every visit to the doctor turns into an awkward mess, Hims lets you skip the waiting room experience entirely. Just answer a few quick questions online for a doctor to review and prescribe. I get it. It can be hard to talk to people about this stuff, but that doesn't mean a solution is out of reach. So order now. Open House viewers get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today while supplies last. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. Check out the website for full details. So go to 4hims.com/openhouse. That's FORHIMS.com/openhouse. 4hims.com/openhouse.
Ant-Man 2 and the Wasp, now in theaters.
How does the wasp? Does her boobs get big?
Because she was a stripper.
Oh,
Because
you
she
know,
was a stripper.
So she's a stripper, but she did it for so long that somehow she managed to acquire the necessary credits to get a doctorate.
All right, yeah, why
She
not?
stripped
Fuck
for
it.
long
Yeah,
enough.
Yeah.
And so now Elise, portraying Mallory Practice, starts her own malpractice.
Nickname Malprat.